Everybody, and welcome back to the Valuable Variety channel. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is the new additions to the Minecraft world and renovations continuation that I've been doing. So in the last video of this, what we went through is my renovation and adding to of the apartment building over there and the first house here. Well, I recently have finished renovating the second house here in my suburbs. Now, if you're unfamiliar, if you're new to this, if you're unfamiliar what this world is, the things that are in it, if you've never seen my channel before and the stuff like this, I have a whole slew of videos on this world throughout my channel that we can look at, that you can look at to better understand how these houses have changed. So basically, obviously, if you haven't seen the last few, these houses look a lot, these first two now obviously look a lot different than they did because I have been renovating them and adding mechanical stuff and heating and cooling and things like that. And you may be wondering, Minecraft doesn't have those things. Well, I have an imagination and Minecraft has the stuff that fuels that, so I have done my best with that. However, I have added some even more things to this than I did in the previous video, and we're going to go over them first, and then we're going to get into this second house. And I'm going to show you a before and after comparison throughout the video. But basically, the first thing here is I did put in a backup generator I'm going to be putting those in all the houses. I put them in the first two, but I put in a big commercial one for this building. Now, normally you would not cross the parking lot with a gas line for conductors for a generator. You would put it up against the building. However, small problem is, or big problem, whatever you want to think of that as, I did not design these buildings to be plumbed and mechanically built because at the time of building I did not know anything about this stuff. So there's not really any room to do that without having to expand major stuff. So basically what I did is I just ran a gas line from our gas meter. So it comes in the ground here, and then it's going to branch off after it goes to the meter, and then come over to here, all the way over to here, and then it comes up here, and it is painted to match the colors, obviously, so it's not the regular gas pipe color. And then I covered it with sand. We might be able to get a look at it here to see what I did. Then obviously you can fast forward if you're not interested in this stuff. We'll worry about that later. But basically, right here, that is the gas pipe. And then that runs the whole way along there. And then I'll fix this up later. I'm not going to fumble through the item. Basically, this is what supplies power in the event of a power outage in the place. It generates power to a emergency or I forget what it's called, emergency switch that would allow power inside the electrical room where that would be. And so that's the generator that I added in. I did a couple more things, mainly inside. I moved this gas line. I moved the gas line from here, shut off, curb box from here to here, because then I put the water line here because this is where it comes into the building, but I had it clear over there, so it does not make sense to run the water line clear around the building to get into here. And before, the gas shut-off box was over there when it comes in here. So you would not shut the gas off and run the gas line clear around the building to shut it off. You would run it in where it comes. You would be able to shut it off where it comes in. So that's that. If you're not, the gas meter just reads the amount of gas going into the building so that it can be billed and paid for. So we're going to go in. a thing that I did not have in my most recent renovation videos is receptacles or plugs on the wall. So obviously they're just a dispenser and a dropper, but they look a lot like a plug. Obviously I can't make double receptacles, but I can make single ones. So what I've done is I've coated how I have them to work. Now obviously when I put them in an item frame, they're the proper size. But this is a 15 amp, a dropper is a 20 amp, and our observer face is a GFCI, which would kill power to anything else hooked to it. But we'll get into that later. So here I have 15 amps strung throughout many of the rooms, and then I have 20 amps along many of the main hallway walls because I needed to, in case you have a high power sweeper or something that you're plugging in to vacuum this carpet, it needs 13 amps to just get started, then a 15 amp plug is obviously not going to be enough, because that's about when a 15 amp plug starts to cut out. In addition to the boiler room, I changed some of these water meters. Originally I just had item frames up against this. Well, this isn't a full block, so it doesn't fit on there nice, so I put copper blocks. I also added a ground fault circuit interrupter with a 20 amp. So a ground fault circuit interrupter is connected to other receptacles and switches, so in the event of an electrical surge, that ground fault circuit interrupter or GFCI plug will trip, killing power to itself and whatever it's hooked to avoid electrical shocks and fires and other things related to electrical surges. I'm not going to go into detail. This is the boiler room. If you're interested in learning about how I did this, I have another video on this in the first intro video, so you can learn about that later. I'm just going over the new stuff that I added. In the garages, I had a heater, but I removed that because I had it hooked up to an electric line, which in this game, since I have a boiler, or in general, since I had a boiler, I would just run a hot water line to a baseboard heater and make it heat. Doesn't make sense to run electric heater. And more that I thought about that, most garages and apartments don't have heat in them anyway. However, so I removed that, but I did put a 20 amp GFCI plug in there, and I just did put that in, so take that back. Because anytime you have wet conditions in concrete, you have to have a GFCI plug to trip because water and electric don't go together, and if you're going to be standing on that, you need protection against electrical shock. So I put one of those in every garage. And I'm going to go back through and fix that later. So that's that plug there. I put plugs in here, a 15 amp and a 20 amp here for a curling iron. If you're plugging your curling iron in, or a lot of other stuff, it could pop breakers and things. And you need, just in case you need more voltage, not necessarily for a curling iron, but other things. GFCIs are in kitchen usually. I also put a GFCI plug in every bathroom. So that's that. There was also smoke detectors I put in. I can't remember if I showed this in the last video or not, but that was put in a while ago. And then I did the same plug setup for every apartment. 20 amp in the bedroom, a 15 amp in the bedroom, a 15 amp in the main room, and a GFCI in the bathroom. So with that being said, there's not really anything else to see here. That's just basically what I did, is I put plugs everywhere. Put some here for the laundry area. I put one in the janitor closet, as well as up here. And that is pretty much all of the things that I've done. And I obviously put some upstairs in that office area where the maintenance department is located. Up here. Put some in there, and I put 4 in his office. So other than that, that's all that's been added to the apartment building. So if you're interested in learning more about all the other interior stuff that I did, watch the previous video of renovations. Now we moved to the first house. I added a couple different things. Obviously, I added plugs. Here I added GFCI for the bathroom. And I changed up the registers. Originally, I had a loom in place, but it didn't look as good as a bamboo sign does. So as you can see here, I'm going to provide an example of what I'm talking about. So the new bamboo signs and bamboo that were put into the game, that looks like a register where hot and cold air would come through from your heating and cooling system. Originally, I just had that inside the wall. And that looks all right, but we can do better with this. So I put that down. I replaced all the looms with that. Put plugs in. Now, the big thing that I did change with this house is the garage system. So originally, I had the furnace in here. Okay. Well, a gas furnace in the garage is not a good idea because fumes from your car, well, there's not one in here right now, but fumes in your car will go into the heating and cooling system, and that air now becomes contaminated with those fumes, and then that blows that through your house. So you're now breathing in carbon monoxide fumes or whatever other gases are in the exhaust system coming out of your vehicle. Also, if you have gas leak in your gas line going to your furnace, and then your gas comes out into the basement or into your garage, and then you start your car up, you're going to have a recreation of an artillery barrage, and your house is going to turn into a massive bomb, and it's going to go up. So obviously that is prohibited with house building codes. Once again, I didn't design this house to have the furnace anywhere else, so I needed to come up with something different. So I built a mechanical room off to the side of the house, right here. So this was not here before, where I put the hot water tank, which heats the water in the house, right here. I have our gas valve, the gas line, and our power venter. So this is built into an inducer motor, which would blow the flue gases out of the apartment, out of the hot water tank, out to here, straight out the wall, right there. Okay, so put that in. I also added an expansion tank here for the water. That's where our water line comes in, and a 15-amp plug back there. Then I moved the furnace into here. So we have our fresh air and exhaust pipes, which come up through the roof, which you may have saw already. I'll show them later. Shut off switch, ductwork, filter, main control area in here, condensate line with drain, and your gas line, which branches off to go to the hot water tank, and then a GFCI here. So I moved that all into here, so at least you now have protection from that type of stuff. So that is now safe. I also redid the garage, as you can see how it looked in the previous video. And a whole lot of stuff in here. Well, now we have a lot of different things going on. So I kept some of this stuff, the workbench, and then obviously how it looks now with the breaker panel, I kept the same place, but I also added a power transfer switch for the backup generator, which I put in, because most new houses now have a generator, because if you have no power, you need something to create your power. So most new houses have a backup generator, usually natural gas, which this one is. So you have our natural gas line, and then this is the backup generator itself, their disconnect box. And then our electric meter cannot run any more than 15 feet to our panel, so they usually have to be on the same wall, which it is. So breaker panel and our power transfer switch are here. So that is for that. I also put these shelves. I think I had them here originally when the house was built. I put these in and I put them back, obviously. Then I moved the workbench over to here where I put a switch. I actually want to add a light above here. So this is our GFCI plug and our light switch. You have the garage door opener, it was always there. I added a GFCI here, and then I added another plug which is controlled by that. So that's it. If you're interested in learning about any of the other stuff, obviously you can check out the previous video. Then I added a toolbox here, and that is that. So that's pretty much this house. That's the garage. I put a plug in there. I can't see what that is. It's a 15 amp plug I put in there for the laundry area. Put plugs up here, as you can see, the new plugs I added. I added a plug there. I added some plugs into the bedroom. Whoa. And then that all stayed the same. Plug up here, put a plug there, put 3 plugs in the boys' bedroom here. And then I put a GFCI plug in the bathroom. Another thing I did is I also put subfloors beneath the showers and bathtubs, because that's what would happen in real life. You would have one of those. It's usually made out of wood, and it's what the bathtub sits on, or the shower, or whatever it is. I put those beneath the floor. Out of scaffolding. Then you can see somewhere where you can see that birch fence back there. That's where our that pipe back there, that's where our drain line for our tub is. I put subfloors in all the apartments as well as in all the bathrooms of the second house, and I will be doing that in all the houses as well. But other than that, that is all that I did add to the house, first house, and the second house. So now we're going to move on to the first house. So I'm not going to start with a before and after comparison right away, because this is just obvious stuff. I put these bushes in. Those were not there before. A gas meter was not here. This is the vent for the hot water tank. No. I forget what no, that's the vent for the shower fan. So that just comes straight out the wall here, because there's no sense running it up to the roof, so there's no sense running it up to the roof, so I put it here. This is the gas meter where the gas comes in. This is the vent for our dryer vent coming off the dryer. Put in a backup generator, the gas line, power vent. I put in this mechanical room. This was not here before, because I needed a place to put the furnace and the hot water tank, because this house too, like the first house, it was in the garage, which is a red flag and a serious safety concern. It's very dangerous. So obviously we're not gonna do that. So I built a mechanical room, just like the first house, and put it in here. I redid the garden. I put some different water here, so you can see what it looked like before. Spacious area back there. So as I was flying around, I put some different plants here. I put barrier blocks above these sprouts, obviously, so they don't turn into big trees, in case you were wondering. Put a compost bin over here. I paved around the fire pit, and I added some logs in there. And as you see in the video, none of these paths were here. You just had to walk through grass, which nobody wants to do when they're bringing, s'mores and snacks out to their guests at the fire pit. So I paved everything. I had some wood in the shed. And that's about it. I didn't put a whole lot in here. That's that paved where you walk in. Over here I kept the electric meter and the condenser in the same spot. The condenser is responsible for air conditioning, obviously. So this would be, for those who know what I'm talking about, this would be your main condenser containing your evaporator coils, your compressor, and your condenser coils and all that fun stuff, your refrigerant line set, and your disconnect box. This is the doorbell I put in. It's kind of matches the brick. So that's mainly the outside. If we go inside, I added it. We can look at what it looked like before. Christmas colors in here. Fireplace, decorations. So obviously I added like a little grandchild seat here because these people don't have kids, so they're probably grandparents. So that's just what I wanted them to be. So it's a little big house for an elderly couple, but they obviously can take care of it. We have a little grandkid play table here. Fixed it down, put a different dining table. Redid the kitchen from, as you can see in the video. Small kitchen. Lot of things different. I put some cabinet handles on, a GFCI plug-in. I put in our switch for the lights and our thermostat. I put in a burner and a nice little open door, like it looks like an open door for the oven, a microwave, switch for our grinder and our sink. I believe that's what that is, yeah. Our sink, put the register there. Instead of over here where it was one of them looms, I put the register there for the hot and cold air. And that's what I did with that. Put a light there. And so that there was a light there before, but it was glowstone, I believe. So that's wrong. I just switched it out with a redstone lamp just to make it look like it's off. Which it is. I put a big grandfather clock here just to add some detail. I put in the doorbell comm, so this is where the sound comes out when you ring the doorbell. Switch for this light. I put in these trapdoor ceilings so that when you place I could place solid carpet up here instead of just regular carpet blocks. Because with carpet blocks, you can't place stuff on top of them. I'm sure all you Minecraft players have run into that issue. So by putting the trapdoor ceiling here, if I want to change the floor up here to a different block, you don't see it on the ceiling below, because when you break a block in this game, it breaks the whole block, obviously. So, well, that's not the right, but yes. So basically, if you're in the bedroom or something, you see how the trap doors here? If I didn't have this here, whatever I changed that block to, you would see in the bottom ceiling, and it wouldn't match, and it would just look hideous. So by covering that up with this, you can get away with that. So it's a good building technique. You have a switch for our lights here. Added some some decorations on the wall. Registers. I shut this fireplace off. It was constantly on. You probably wouldn't have it constantly on and blowing smoke up to the chimney and stuff, so I just made it look, we can turn it on whenever we want. Smoke detector. I believe this was a grass block before with dirt, and it just looked like dirt would get everywhere, so I just put a moss block. Looks a little better, like a hanging plant in the trapdoor underneath for more detail. Switch for, I don't know what that's for, I'd have to think. You have a plug here. This is inside the mechanical room. This was not here at all before. Furnace in here. This is the stack, what's known as a stack. This is where this is where the toilets drain to, but and it also goes the whole way up to the roof, so air can be pulled through the pipe to help stuff drain. So stuff can't get air when it's draining, it doesn't work out too well. So this is what is known as a stack, and it goes up to the roof. There are 2 stacks in this house. This is one of them. This is for the bathroom, either in the master bedroom or in the hallway. I don't know, we'll find that out later. Hot water tank with power venter. And that's that. I put a little light up here. And that's our panel. Or no, this is our emergency, or this is our power transfer switch for the backup generator. That's a switch for that light. So that's a mechanical room. TV. I had a cabinet handles on there, so this looks functional. Plug. In our bathroom, as you can see before. Bath. Is different. I had a flush handle for the toilet. Register. Switch for the lights. Switch for the fan. I can't put a three-way, or I can't put a double switches in and all the same cover, so I have to do that. Looks kind of dumb, but I have to do it. GFCI plug. I put a subfloor beneath this shower, and that's that. Garage. Take the indoor shoes off. Just turn that on. Stack for the other bathroom. Runs through here. Switch for the lights. GFCI plug. This is the garage door opener. I'm not too sure what this is. This is the panel where the electric meter comes in. I think I made this the power transfer switch, which I think I'm going to get rid of because I already have that in the mechanical room. That was just not poor thinking on my part. But that's the garage. And then that's what it looked like before. Garage, small garage. Then obviously that's what I just showed you it look like now. So that's that. I like to put indoor clean shoes. I like to pretend that so I'm not tracking stuff to the house. Just an iffy thing that I do. Upstairs. Up the stairs. And this is where we got our closet here. This is introducing the concept of hallways. What you do is you're going to build the ceiling there, and then you're going to section. This was extremely hideous. I mean, it wasn't extremely hideous, but it was way worse than it is now. Hallway was super long, and the ceiling was super high. So, the ceiling has been lowered twice, and the hall has been shortened, and the space in between that shortening has been made into the closet for the master bedroom. So, but anyway, this used to be a closet in here, and this is where I had the hot water tank, and a closet with a concrete floor. So yeah, super rough looking. I have a switch for the lights. Or no, that's just the switch for that light. This is a three-way switch. You can turn the light on here, shut it off up there, or vice versa. So that's for this light. This is our laundry. That's our dryer, so the dryer vent, that's where it comes outside the house, where I showed you that vent before earlier. Plug, 15 amp, and our water lines. Detergent storage. Switch for these lights, and this is our 20 amp plug, just in case you need it, and then this is our fold down ironing board. I also switched the railing cover to dark oak, put a painting there. Switch for these lights, three-way circuit, or I don't have the other switch, so we'll put that in just for now. You always usually want a three-way switch in your hall. So you can turn this light off here and shut it off at the end of the hallway with this switch, or vice versa. Closet. This used to be a closet, but I just redid it with the hallway. Multiple doors on the sides, taking you to places. So plug here, painting there, put a plant here. This is the bedroom before. So we got bathroom there, bedroom here. So as you can see, there was a bed here and a closet here and a door here. And oxidized copper stairs sitting on an oxidized copper tile floor to a bathtub at the end with a toilet here shoved up against the wall. So, a lot better looking now. We have a switch for our light, our fan light I put in. I moved the bed to here, kept it the same size, I think. Can't remember, but yeah, it's the same size. I put in the two lights. I put in 2 lights above the bed with a switch. Some bookshelves that plug. I shortened the hallway from the video, so it was about 4 blocks longer. And I put a wall there. And then in the space that I still had left, I made the closet for this bedroom. TV I put in, little vanity, getting ready area. Dresser, 20-amp plug, trapdoors up there. Now, this is a concept that I recently learned. I figured it out myself. This bathroom, the way it is, where you turn and then the bathroom goes shoots straight down, to build this wall whole way over and then put a 1-block door in, that would be, like, let's say this is the door, that's all the door you'd have, and this would all be a wall. That just didn't feel right for this. So what I did is I put a sliding crevice door in. So you pull the door out and it slides until it hits the wall. And that's usually what a lot of bathrooms in different houses use. Also down here, you just slide it and then push it back into the crevice. So it's stored inside the wall. And it's just a sliding door, and that would be your privacy. Now, how I did that, you may be asking, is I have a frame. I call it the sliding door wall slot crevice. And so this is the frame over here. Basically, what you have to do in this game is, if you want custom maps to make different designs on walls, you need to build it so that it fills up a map. So basically, what I did is, if you take a locator map, I have it in here. If you take a regular map, now I'm going to use the fill command to fill from corner to corner until I fill this all with gray concrete. This is our door slot. And then the frame is obviously whatever color. I just keep this for different wall colors. So you just change the frame out to the color you want. Then fill this with the color you want. Keep the crevice in the middle. And you get, not supposed to be that. I don't know what happened to the one I had, but I put it over on the other side of the world. But basically, you get a gray map that's solid with a crevice in the middle. And then when you place the map in an item frame, it becomes a full block, so, long and wide, not long and high, not wide and high, not long, wide, and high. So it's not a full block, but it's the dimensions, the initial dimensions of a block. So basically, then you get something like this. It's not supposed to look like that, but that's just because I messed around with the rendering on the map. So that should all be gray. I'm gonna have to change that off video, but so yeah, basically it's obviously supposed to be gray, but since I pulled the map out when I changed it, that happens. But I'll be fixing that later. Anyway, GFCI plug I added, our vanity sink here with a mirror, our bathtub, our towels. Another sliding door here that we need to fix. Then our switch for our fan, switch for our light, toilet paper, toilet, flush valve. And this fan goes up to the attic, so it can get air, obviously, because a fan without air is kind of pointless. So this is what that looks like. And so that's basically this bedroom. Changed a lot, and it changed a lot for the better. And then if we come across to here, like I said, in the videos, I was just blowing through these houses because I was trying to cram a ton of houses into a video. So a lot of the details that because I'm running through here, you can't really see some of the stuff, but obviously a lot less stuff in here than there is now. This is the other bathroom.
Another bathroom.
So the ceiling was too high, and I kept the wall color, but I had glowstone lights the whole way to the end. If you look around, there's just this narrow wall here. I pulled this wall the whole way back so I can make extra room for that closet, and then just because I didn't need it to be that long in the bathroom. Because a super long bathroom that's this narrow, 2 blocks, is kind of pointless. You might as well just make it short because it's not really. You're not going to really do a whole lot with that. So I put a vanity here, GFCI plug, kept the window. Obviously your privacies. You got your wall here. Little bathtub which could be act as a shower. I need to put a shower head on there. I put a subfloor beneath it, drain, and all that fun stuff. But anyway, yeah, toilet paper, flush valve, fixed up the toilet, switch for the light, switch for the fan. That fan goes up to the roof as well. And that's that. And so that's pretty much our top floor. Now for our attic.
We got another attic up here.
So basically I just poked my head up in the video because I was trying to fix the flap. I reduced this to just 2 doors instead of 4, what it was in the video. I put some mats up here, but as you can see, there wasn't anything up here. When I came up here to renovate it, I just had random concrete blocks everywhere from walls that I raised too high. Like the blocks of concrete in this game that are killer. Walls that I raised too high, so they were just leftovers. I had all this wood wasn't here, as you could see, so I put that all in. I put insulation. I ran the line up for the bathroom there. This is where the line goes up to the roof in that vent that I showed you for the fan in the bathroom. I had some storage over here, some Halloween fall decorations. I tested out a window here, but it didn't look right on the outside, so I just kept it the same. That over there, that is the line for the shower vent, the shower fan in the master bathroom. Light, junction box where wires are connected to splice out to lights, and things like that. And then that's basically our attic. Not a whole lot of storage up here because obviously if you step on this insulation, you're going through the floor and through the ceiling, or through the ceiling of the below you, which we don't want to do. So we have the wood to step on, obviously. But yeah, put a plug there as well. And so that's basically this. House. A lot of things changed, and a lot for the better, because of obviously renovation and me getting better at the game, and me obviously being knowledge about mechanical things. So obviously if you ever wanted to figure out how to do mechanical things in Minecraft, if you know how to do that stuff, you can pretty much do it my way because I figured out. Now they make mods, I'm sure, for this, but this is how you do it in vanilla Minecraft with no mods. This is how you make pipe, heating and cooling systems, and how you make everything look tight. Obviously, that stuff's just for show, but it does make the houses look a lot better. And then I didn't show you the stacks. This is where the drains for the toilets come up to the roof to receive air to drain. The kitchen sink drains and things are also tied in with that. This is our flue. This is either our intake or our exhaust for our furnace, and this is the either the intake or the exhaust. I'd have to figure out the order, but yeah, that comes out the top of the mechanical room. But anyway, as you can see, a lot of things changed. I am adjusting these street lights to be different and to be on a daylight sensor, so they're off in the day like they would be in real life. So this is the new design, and this is the old design. So the new design, obviously, street lights are oscillated. They go like here, and then there's one there, and then there's one there. I had them all straight across from each other, like going down this road here. So I will be adjusting that when I get down there. I also changed this is a solid line, meaning there's no passing on this road. Originally I just cut it off here where you would turn on the side street. It just kind of makes it look, you could argue that it's a passing zone then since it's broken. So I made it dotted at least, so you can at least tell that that's just a turning, not indicating that the road's a passing zone. But that's that. So a lot of work to just do this little bit. But all that stuff has been changed. And so now I will be moving on to the third house, and it has a lot of work that needs done as well, as with all the other ones. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. So please like, subscribe, so it helps out the Bando Board Variety channel, and stay tuned to the upcoming videos.